on the ones and twos. heavy, heavy breathing today.
Never good.
Man, I called a man the other day, and Jason was just yelling in the
Oh
background.
man,
Yeah,
he
it's
was
fucking
mad.
great.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, well, this is great.
Woo!
I specifically didn't bring it up earlier because
Hmm.
I want it on the show. And then there's Brayley over there.
Hello.
Brayley last week was just, you were great.
I'm always great. That's what I tell myself every time I leave bed.
Oh man, I love Brayley. Yesterday, I'll get into some Brayley yesterday when we were teaching class at Temple Terrace. It was great. And then, man, do we have somebody? I may cry on the show.
Special guest.
Special guest. This is El Douche, a man from my loins.
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
This is what if you want to know what your tax-paying dollars go to is to feed this guy. And
I'm
that's
strong.
United States Army Private Carlos Tevez.
Yes, sir.
Yep, named him after my dad, who named me. You know, all of us named Carlos. So there you go. Welcome, man. You got a friend with him. You want to introduce your friend?
This is Jaden.
I love that. I love that douche laugh. You know what I mean? That's like his name. You know, fucking missed him, man. But he's here today, man. I haven't seen him in a year and a half, just about. You know, as long as I was gone without smelling him or hearing him. So I love you, buddy. Welcome on the show. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you on here. And talk
Hey, I love you, Dad.
Love you, Dad.
My favorite thing about your phone calls.
So you know, a couple things to kind of go over. Buddy, what you got for us today?
I have a reminder. We are going to Austin, Texas. We leave on Sunday. Echo. We will be there until Wednesday.
Copy that.
We have some water egress coming up for Broward Sheriff the end of August. We have
Every year those guys bring us back.
yes, they love us.
Yes.
We have a paramedic EMT refresher that is open September 26th through the 30th here in Orlando. Anybody can register for that. It's available on our website and through NAEMT.
Copy that.
We have an induction scheduled for October the 6th.
Yeah.
And then we have our fall air medical class starting on a Sunday this time, October 30th through November 4th.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. You know, that October air medical class is always cool. We go to the haunted house doing MCI.
Yeah. I was watching some of the video
Yeah.
yesterday with that. It's pretty
You know,
good.
people from the Petrified Forest, they're awesome. We're already confirmed with them. We'll be back there this year. And then, you know, the refresher thing, birthday buddy, we had a little bit of a talk today, but it's funny, right after I talked to you, somebody called and was asking about something. And you got to understand, see, the NAEMT realized that the National Association of EMTs, they realized that they go, hey, here's the breakdown of what an NREMT person needs to have to renew their license. There's 30 hours for medic, you know, it's 20 for, I think it's 25 for the
25 for advanced.
yeah, and then 20 for the EMT, right?
Yep.
So you need the trauma, pizza hours, the AMO. So basically, all we're doing is giving you the NAEMT product. And you can basically either get a 30-hour, 25-hour, 20-hour refresher certificate, but you can also renew all your other stuff.
Yes.
The trauma, the AMLS, the EPC, the pediatric class. We have geriatric stuff sometimes happening here and there.
Difficult airway.
And then your difficult airway class. So you're getting the difficult airway course EMS, which again, we were talking on the phone with an attorney earlier this last week, and we were like, hey, this is what the class that we run for. This is the class that every physician, every anesthesiologist has to take. This is Ron Wall's. Yeah, this is the class. So we own the license for that class in Florida, and we teach the EMS version portion of that.
Yeah, and we do some cool shit.
We do some cool shit.
And that's the salad. Yeah. You know, in a braille. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, what I love about Brayley is the level of enthusiasm he brings in.
Oh,
into our
I
class.
wish I had half of it.
I'm sitting there teaching a class, and Brayley, I say something, and Brayley goes, oh. And then he's typing it away into something. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I love it. And he's working on the study guide. He's animating the study guide. I looked at some of your work today.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Not bad, huh?
Oh, it's good, man.
Yeah,
This is fun. You can tell his sexual hidden jokes that he puts in there. You know what I mean?
You did see him.
Yeah.
Some
Oh,
are not.
yeah.
Some are not very hidden.
They're not very discreet.
He's clever, not that clever.
No.
People gotta see him. I don't want to be, where's Waldo?
Yeah.
There's a choking hazard.
But he is
Yeah.
one of a kind.
Oh man, is he? So that's some of the stuff's going on. What else? Miss anything else there, birthday buddy?
Not that we have coming up.
All right.
Nope.
Well, good stuff.
Give me just a moment.
Oh,
A moment or
Moments.
two.
moments of being given.
We have an echo, so I'm trying to fix the echo.
Oh, I
Well,
thought they were
it's salad.
going to echo.
I did too. That's why I was.
The salad is
I was
part of
waiting
the
on it.
airway. I don't know if anyone knew that. It's not just something you're eating or
Oh.
tossing.
Lord.
Got
Do you
it.
think the echo's coming from that radio, maybe, or?
Is it my
I
phone?
I turned it down just now. We'll see.
I don't hear an echo, so they'll have to let us know.
Well, that's because you got to listen live.
Oh.
Check.
You hear?
You still hear the echo?
I hear it.
Do you think it's from the radio? Turn the radio off?
It could be. I just turned it down. I got it right here.
Okay. Cool.
I got it right here.
Well, anyways.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Anyway,
Let's continue.
Matt says a little better.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you, Matt.
Matt, listening. What else you got, birthday buddy?
I have first. I want to share an update about our Lake County Fire friend Blake, who has brain cancer. I feel like I really want to keep up with his story because it really kind of, I don't know, it just makes me get all in my feels, I guess. I talked to him a little bit today, this afternoon. He's really struggling right now. He got some pretty tough news this week at the doctor. I'm not exactly sure what all that entails. He hasn't quite put that all public yet. I do know that he posted today that he had a PICC line put in. He's got to do some medication treatment that a nurse is going to teach him how to administer himself for 6 weeks, and then he also is getting ready to start some chemo. He did mention to me that he did confirm he has the kind of cancer that will never go away.
Oh man.
So he's really struggling right now. I can't even begin to imagine that. I did tell him that, we're sharing his story, we're giving updates. I wanted to make sure he knew that and he was okay with it. And then, just reminded him, I fully believe in the power in prayer and power in numbers. I have genuinely seen miracles happen and people come back that should, medically speaking and textbook speaking, they probably shouldn't be here. And they are. I've seen miracles. I told him it's okay to struggle because there is nothing in this world like a fire family, and that we are all there to be strong for him when he feels like he can't.
That's true.
So we're just,
Lots of prayers.
lift him up and
And we still need to discuss a date. Figure this out with this dodgeball tournament.
yes.
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball tournament, fundraiser slash smear the queer. It'll be awesome. Well, that's when you hit Braylee short with balls.
In the ball.
And people,
You
we're
can't
gonna
catch me in those short shorts.
Sign me up.
Aerodynamic.
$100 per ball to hit Braylee.
Oh my.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
going down, buddy.
We're gonna hold you up and everything. Catch a Braylee in the pool.
Yeah. Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
You can't catch me.
You know how many people have never heard of grease watermelon? Am I the only guy from Pine Hills that ever played that?
I had
No.
never heard of it.
It's cool.
You put grease watermelon in the pool, you Vaseline the watermelon up. Shit.
Oh,
You can't
yeah.
catch that motherfucker.
Hours of fun.
Slick as shit. I'm telling you. Like me right out of the shower. Throw some Vaseline on. Can't catch it. Can't catch it. So, but man, damn, buddy, yeah, we'll keep our thoughts, good intentions, spirits out that way, man.
Yep, anything, whatever you believe in.
Yeah, go and throw the owl out, whatever, man, it don't matter.
Yep.
What else we got?
We had a pretty interesting news topic, which gets me very angry, which is going to move us into our actual topic of the day. Move the fuck over. Anybody heard of that? Anybody ever heard of move over law? Anybody out there?
Yeah, move to the near shoulder, right? Right?
No, not that move over.
Oh.
When you see like flashing lights, fire trucks, ambulances, police on the side of the road, you don't go 90 miles an hour past them. You move over and you slow down a little bit.
Not closer.
Yes.
Yes, away from
Right.
them, not closer.
Not into them.
It is insane how that's like increased. Like
So much.
yeah. Right before I left Orlando, we were putting we were sending an extra truck out to block people. Like we would send somebody extra people out to block them. That way, it would they couldn't run into.
Yes.
Shit.
You have to take 2 lanes.
So there was an accident in Florence, South Carolina on Tuesday. A paramedic and a motorcyclist. The motorcyclist was the patient. They were on scene treating that had been in an accident. May or may not have passed. I'm not sure. They haven't said what his injuries were. However, the paramedic and the motorcyclist were both killed when this idiot person who couldn't see the flashing lights in the dark drove right through their scene.
Jesus.
Hit 4 people, including that medic and 2 officers, and the civilian. I don't understand.
How do you drive into that?
Yes.
I don't understand.
Where were the cops?
Who the fuck knows, man?
Well, they were getting run over too.
I meant their cars. But anyway.
Well, if you can't see a big giant fire truck, you think they're going to see a little police car?
Yeah. You know what's interesting
It's a
today?
blocking.
Today I had a girl come in for EVOC, and then one test question that she missed was about that. Like, what do you do with your vehicle when there's nobody else there? Well, you're using your vehicle basically as safety to block the block the oncomers on there.
Yeah.
Cones ain't gonna fucking help you. People gonna hit cones. It's a cone.
They're going to hit the fire trucks.
What movie?
I forget.
Oh, mother, God dang it, man.
What movie is it?
The Wedding Singer, man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a cone. It's a cone.
But anyways, before I get all fired up on that, we have our 5 minutes with Braylee. We have some words of the day with Trish.
Oh yeah.
And we got some things. We're in a new location.
Oh yeah, we actually not at Johnny's today. Johnny's Fun Station. They had some other stuff going on today, so we are at the Moose Lodge. They were remember here in Pine Castle, Moose Lodge.
Yep.
Yes, sir. And you know what they serve here? America's beer. This show is brought to you unofficially by PBR. They will. They're either gonna sue me or sponsor me. I don't know. It's coming. So,
Either way.
anyways, hey baby, what you got for a word of the day today? Since we're here.
Moose.
Oh, the word is moose. So, buddy, what we do here, we pick a word out of Urban Dictionary, and then we just try to see if you know what it means. Before, so
The animal.
yeah, it's obviously not the animal.
So
It's the Urban Dictionary.
for the
So
people out there, I'm sorry, he's a little tad bit slow. He got a lot of his mama in him. So listen, it's not gonna be the animal. All right, so give me a second guess. Boy, look at that smile. So do shit.
I have no idea what it could be.
Jesus,
that's
man.
not an answer.
Oh my
You got to
God.
come up
I
with
don't
something.
him with something crazy, just something off the wall,
Yeah.
off the wall crazy.
Moose. The word like actually like moose.
Yeah,
Spelled the
yeah.
same way as
Yes.
the animal.
Yes, absolutely. It's an Urban
Well,
Dictionary.
I can't imagine what it could be. That's impossible for it not to be the animal.
We got to
Okay.
work on his
Yeah,
imagination.
stand by there. Yeah. Hey, Bradley, what you got? What do you think?
You know, I think it's our version of the camel. Like
Oh,
the
the
camel
toe.
toe. It's
Yeah,
the moose.
Man,
Moose
he's on
knuckle.
mine. That's what I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Oh.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking about that.
You ever seen a backwards moose knuckle? I was
Ew.
saying,
Yes.
let me tell you, yes, I have.
Ew.
Really?
Oh man.
Oh,
Oh,
Is
buddy,
that
it's-
like when your balls are taped to your butt crack?
no?
Like, I don't
That's
understand how
a
that
lady
happened.
with the worst hemorrhoids I've ever seen.
Oh.
Anybody ever?
What?
Like, oh yeah.
oh,
I'm gonna tell you what. It made a moose knuckle. It made a moose knuckle.
it sure did. Yeah.
Oh man. You ever like wear some tight pants though and your balls get too far back?
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like you have a moose knuckle right there.
Never.
You know, I see a lot of SWAT guys that are like that. That wear real tight shirts and real tight
Oh,
pants.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, why would you do that?
And then they have hemorrhoids.
Well, I don't
Why
know.
would you
I mean,
do
they
that?
might, might not.
I know some dude that bought a pair of tightest jeans I've ever seen on anybody's life before to go work at and I'm saying allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't know who I'm talking about.
Allegedly.
To go work at Texas Roadhouse.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man had a tight
Best
pair of
job
jeans.
ever.
Yeah, tight pair of jeans. I'm like, how are you moving them jeans?
Is that a flashlight in your pocket?
Yeah. Oh man.
Did you do the line dances? Did they teach you everybody
Yeah,
that?
I was at the front of the house for a while until I turned 18, and then I moved to the back of the house.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you ride the saddle? I have a picture of
Yep.
Jason on it.
Yeah, I've rode the saddle a couple of times.
Yeah, I rode a few saddles before. That's how you can't. That's how you got here.
At least you didn't steal
Yes,
it.
sir.
Oh man, moose knuckling it up. So, what do you think it is, man, Jason?
Well, I was gonna say something along similar lines, but maybe with a larger woman. Maybe it's like over 500, you know, and it has something to do with the spandex and 500, and you know, moose knuckle
Yoga out,
Yeah,
sweaty.
I can definitely
Yoga
see that.
pants.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what a skinny woman can do for me?
Yeah.
Not a goddamn thing.
That's right.
Yeah,
Send her this way.
Unless you're brave.
Unless you're Brayley.
That's why we work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
Brayley.
Brayley's dream wingman.
Yes.
Because he loves them anorexic bitches. And I'm like, oh, that's
Hey, they need love.
we're not even. Me and that girl are in the same wrestling class. You know what I mean? I can't even wrestle her right now. You know?
You know what I watched this morning as I was getting off shift is the CrossFit games. They have they have this section where they do sandbags, lifting sandbags, and good God, they got some thick ladies doing.
yeah.
They got up to like 250 lifting sandbags.
Oh,
I would die.
It was crazy.
Oh yeah.
I would die.
You know, you go to CrossFit, man. You get some of these chicks, bro. They just tear you, man. I tell you, I always hurt myself at CrossFit because you try not to let some lady out. And I'm like, man, I don't have that much pride.
Right. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yep. I'm not throwing something out right here. But man, I'll tell you, man, some of the girls that CrossFit guys a lower body strength, man.
It's crazy.
A lot of moose knuckles there. I've seen a lot of those there. So, baby, what is it? What you think it is?
It is medical onset of self-ejaculation.
Oh. Medical onset of self-ejaculation. Huh?
I never would have thought
I
of
would have
that.
never gone that
Can
way.
you use it in a sentence?
Like a
Hey,
doctor
I
prescribes.
need moose.
How do you medically induce that?
I need the moose.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this. There's this girl that worked. It's a good story. I told
I'm
Tristan's story.
confused.
When I was at Bayflight, and I'm saying this
Allegedly.
sitting there and when we bring in a dude dead as fuck, and this girl starts doing CPR on him. And now I will say she is hot. I'm gonna say that right. Hot as hell. Which is the first time I seen the whale tail. You know what that is?
No.
That's the part of the thong that sticks out of a pair of
As the scrubs go
as the
down.
scrubs, as the
Okay.
scrubs go
No,
down. So she's
that's
got
a new
whale
one.
tail going and
Yep.
she's tearing them. Now every dude in the ER is, looking at this.
Yeah.
The dead dude ain't looking at shit. That dead dude is dead.
Yeah.
So she is doing it, and then all of a sudden, man, that dead dude going through the money shot out.
Did he really?
Came all over his belly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's some good CPR.
That is good CPR.
Yep.
Wow.
I guess it just happens.
that a
I
moose?
didn't think that could happen.
I think that's just what they call a postcode Peter North. Even though Peter North is birthday buddy?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Jason, I know you know.
Oh, I know. Absolutely. I grew up with Peter.
Yeah. Like the first DVD porn I ever had.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that this happened to me in the city of Orlando when I was an explorer, allegedly. But I may have received a porn sometime around there that was called Women Who Suck Cock and Eat Cum, Volume 5. Peter North edition. And when you watch Peter North throw a money shot out, it is ropes.
Yeah.
He is throwing this shit. So he's just covered a human.
Now, how long does he wait?
I don't know, man.
Yeah?
The man's a hero.
Oh.
At least 4 volumes.
Yeah. The man is a hero. He'll cover somebody with semen from head to toe. Like he's putting out a forest fire.
Yeah, but has he made a dead man come?
Oh, man.
Oh, that's true.
This girl is
Yeah.
my hero.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely, man. Damn. So we got a Brayley 5 minutes here. Now, this
All
is
right.
going to be good.
We are.
Oh yeah,
All right.
this is gonna be good. Brayley,
Okay.
teach me something in 5 minutes. Birthday buddy, hold on.
Oh wait, I gotta
Yeah,
start
yeah,
timer.
Hold on.
timer.
Birthday buddy's gonna
And-
get you on the clock.
Brayley, you tell me
CPR.
when I need to put it up.
Yeah, anytime you get it up.
Mine's up already.
Ready, go.
All right, here we go.
All right. Okay, today we have a problem.
Oh,
We have Dr. Dalton. We have a Dr. Henry. We have some respiratory therapist named Graham. We got to take care. We got to take a patient from our sea level.
Yes.
We got to transport this thing for a guy for about 10,000 feet for about an hour. We got to figure some few things out. These laws, these gas laws.
So we're at sea level right now, and we got to go up to 10,000 feet.
Yeah. So typically, sea level is 760 milligrams of mercury pressure. And basically, the law of Dalton says that the partial pressures, your oxygen, your nitrogen, your extra inert gas, they all sum up to add to that 760. So basically, you have nitrogen that's about 598 milligrams of mercury, oxygen about 147.15. That adds up to about 760 at sea level. And that's how we diffuse oxygen. Everything works fine. Problem is when we go up and when we go down. When we go up at around 10,000 feet, we're starting to change our atmospheric pressure. And so we have to actually adjust this patient, which, by the way, this patient we're transporting is on 30% FiO2.
So he's out. So basically, just to unbraidly the conversation of some people, we're at sea level right now. We're dealing with a patient that's on oxygen at 30%.
At 30%.
And then we're going up to 10,000 feet.
Yes.
And we're going to have to make an adjustment to remain at our normal sat. So this guy sat 96% down here, not 96 to 100%.
Yeah.
And we want to continue that saturation.
We want to maintain it because here's what happens. If we look at Henry's law, it says that the partial pressure of gas is proportional to how it mixes it dissolves into a liquid.
Gotcha.
So we have at 760, we have that, remember, nitrogen, oxygen, and that's as a bigger partial pressure, that nitrogen. We go up and that pressure drops, that actually nitrogen releases into the bloodstream from the plasma. So we have a huge amount of nitrogen. The oxygen's attached to the hemoglobin. It's not really affected that much, but it's respiratory therapist Graham is having some problems with the diffusion.
So if I get your problem correct, this is the biggest thing we always talk about with students. When you're at sea level, and I just want to change some of your terminology, is that the amount of nitrogen you have here at sea level is still the same amount of nitrogen you have at altitude.
Same percentage.
Same percentage. It's just occupying more space. You see what I'm saying? Because there's less external force applied to it.
More space as you
yeah, absolutely.
go higher.
Right. So it's not
it
mixing.
expands.
It's not mixing
Right.
correctly.
It expands.
Less external force allowed to play.
Yep.
Less concentration.
Right.
It's a titty with no bra.
Gotcha.
Until we put it into a container.
Yeah, and then you put it in.
And then we put it in a container. Yeah,
Right.
and that's what's happened.
So we got to make an oxygen adjustment.
So if we can adjust to make that the oxygen problem, we can increase the oxygen and try and have it go back to the same, 20/80, so 1 to 4. We're trying to get the oxygen to match that nitrogen that has been released.
Gotcha.
So there's a neat little formula.
Yeah.
We're going to fix this problem.
Yeah.
These guys, Henry was like, I got an idea. What we want to do is we're going to take the FiO2 that they're on sea level, which is 30%. We're going to take 30. Then we want to take and times it by our atmospheric pressure, 760.
Gotcha.
Then where we're going to fly to at 10,000 feet, it's about 523 milligrams of mercury pressure. So we want to divide it by 523, and I've already kind of did math with my calculator. And we are going to get about 44. So we want percent. So we want to take that 30% and put it up to 44% so that we can adjust for that nitrogen change, keep his oxygenation up, and we can fly at that 10,000. And then unless he's a fat guy, we will have to, we should be good. And fat guy, there's a reason why.
Yeah. Trump. I never pronounce that correctly.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah, but
Barry Bearman. Yeah.
It could cause you want to hyperoxygenate them.
Yeah, because a lot of nitrogen is actually stored in fat
In
cells.
fat, yep.
So as it goes up, it
They
gets
go
released along.
So they get
It
hypoxic.
releases
Yeah.
Yeah,
from the
along.
fat cells.
Yeah, so
okay.
they get hypoxic. So you almost want to sit at sea level and hyperoxygenate this patient before you
Okay.
go up. So high flow tube, cannula, mask, whatever.
Not
before
there's
you get
not
them up there.
not a specific weight or ratio or anything like that. You,
Nah,
just, you
just-
can look
yeah.
at them and go, hey, that's
Yeah,
big, that's
that's
a
a
lot
big.
of fat.
That's a big.
Time.
Boom.
Yeah, man. But hey, you're getting
That was
closer.
good.
Getting better.
You're
That
getting
was
better.
good.
Hey, listen. Yesterday we're sitting there driving back, and me and Brayley are in a full on, this is what we do when we drive. We're in a full on pathophysiology conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know.
no. Dalton says this, but it doesn't mean this.
We're gonna get him mittens.
Oh, I forgot I should hit the table.
Yeah, we gotta get him mittens. And
I already gave him a big ass coaster,
Put
but
my
yeah.
hands behind me.
but the best part about Brayley is when that only hits the table. Like if I'm driving and he gets something, he reaches over. You know how much space there is in the van, right?
yeah.
He reaches over with all his might and goes.
And you're like,
Not all his might. I mean,
Oh,
you know,
man.
he's still got a shoulder.
So yeah, unbelievable, man. But hey, good job, Braylon.
Yeah, things are getting a little
good
better.
one.
Good job, man. And birthday buddy,
One down.
we got ourselves a topic today, don't we?
We do, but I do think there is a hippo in the room that we've ignored. This will
Oh.
be the second week that he hasn't
yes.
given us any interesting calls.
well, you can ignore me for a second week because, you know.
it's on the schedule, and
yeah,
it has been.
well,
It's
yeah.
not my fault you're not.
Hippo, let's just say this.
Okay.
I'm sitting there in the middle, allegedly speaking, in the middle of a county full of lakes.
Yes.
And what's the most interesting call that you've had in the last few weeks over there?
Oh man, probably a stroke alert. I think the best one I've had was a stroke alert.
By all means, sir, proceed. Walk me through it. Let's see what you got.
So we'll say that we were going to the second due area because there's no calls in my first due, so it's it's the safest area. Truthfully, it's my fault. It's the safest area for the county. So if you live there, be
Please
very
there.
happy.
Be there.
Be happy you're there.
He's always told me that.
Always.
Is it because you're a white cloud? Nothing happens
Oh yeah.
on you?
Yeah.
Well,
Shit,
I,
you and
yes
Trish.
and no. Yes and no.
Everybody
You and
stays
Trish.
around him.
I've had some
Absolutely.
bad. I've had some bad days. I've had some of the worst days actually in Lake County. But anyway,
I'm gonna tell you this because the reckoning opens up every time I'm working. Like the asshole of the world just says, "Go fuck yourself, sir,"
yeah.
and everything happens that day.
That's
Right.
because you have other stuff to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we are going to our second due. We are en route for a fall.
Okay.
We show up and there's multiple family members. The ladies laying on the ground. We find
Time of the day is
just regular time of the day, mid afternoon.
What's a regular time of the day?
yeah.
Well, day.
I love his
There's,
description.
Day.
Best storyteller I've
there's
ever
a
heard.
morning, there's a day, and there's a night. So anytime
Lunchtime.
in the
I
day.
Yeah, lunchtime.
I think it was like 3:37,
Okay.
42.
All
How many
sir.
seconds?
So I just told you, 42.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Yeah. Stop talking.
3:37.
So anyway,
Got it.
I love. We're never getting through the story.
right.
We're never getting through the
So
story.
anyway, we get
Time?
there.
Oh, 4
No.
minutes.
She's not even timing me.
I
But
am.
Yeah, go ahead.
are you really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the longer I wait, the longer. Anyway, all right. So we get there. Look at this lady. She's on the ground. Older lady. Quickly clears C-spine. I hate having to let them lay on the ground any longer. So we get her up. We sit her up. Get her in a little chair. Start taking her vitals. And the family's telling me, yeah, I went to the store and I came back and found her on the ground and, and I'm looking at her and the lady's really cool. She's happy and she's talking to us and she's like, yeah, I just, I've been a little weak. I couldn't, stand up. So I look at her face and she's
You're
got,
going to make it. Tell him to sit down.
Sit down, Brayley. We get
you're taking my time. Can you stop talking? You stop talking. So left-sided facial droop. I asked the family, hey, "Is this normal?" And they look and they're like, no, that's not normal." So we quickly activate a stroke alert, And then we go and we proceed to get transport. Get the transport, go through the whole assessment. And then they brought her to the hospital. And unfortunately, I don't think they were able to do anything for her. But, at least they got her there to check her out. And I don't know that she had any permanent deficits, but we'll have to follow up on that.
I love your scenario. I love your
You love
scenario.
time.
I don't want any more time. I
love
don't need any more
scenario
time.
giving
Wait.
ability. It's awesome. So now let me ask you this:
Yeah.
you cleared the lady's C-spine
Yeah.
because she was on the floor, like that's what you found on the floor.
Yeah.
So she was there, but she was awake, alert, and oriented.
Yes.
Talking to you, telling the whole thing.
Yes.
Did she feel that she was normal?
Yes and no. So she's like, yeah, I'm fine. I just need help up. But then when we were getting her up, she was like, yeah, my left arm is just really weak and my leg, and so you do the whole assessment, and it's like, her arm just drops immediately.
So was that
for
a
the
helicopter
eyes-
called at that moment in time? For this,
not from me, but that patient was transported by a helicopter.
Was it
I love that you're not going to admit to calling it.
No, well, I didn't call it. I will definitely call it if it's a legitimate one. But like,
Oh, man.
I've always said this to you. I have a different outlook of causing, it's not necessarily like do no harm, but looking at this situation from a different view, going, okay, we can drive this patient to the hospital that it needs to be.
Yeah, I
at
mean, you've got to
versus flying
Yeah,
somebody,
like we-
and it's not as like she was literally logically, cognitively, she was
but
really
it's
there.
tissue. Time is tissue, man. Time is tissue.
What was her time down?
And it's
know.
like, so like, I think
Kind of unknown because the family said that they checked in on her before they left, and she was sleeping or she was in bed or whatever, and then they left and they came back and she was on the ground.
allegedly in the county of Lakes, the reality is that you can go get a hamburger and that motherfucker's cold by the time you travel a mile.
Yeah.
Because you gotta make 20 fucking turns to go that 1 mile.
Yeah.
So the reality is your access to that care is definitely by air is the fastest time. You know what I'm saying? So,
But
it's like trying to drive with this dude is stationed there right now in Alaska. Like, they ain't shit around there.
Oh yeah. What's around Alaska?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all.
The funniest shit is that Carlos was telling, he was doing like DoorDash when he first got there because he's a hustler.
Yeah.
So he's hustling on part time up there driving in the fucking snow and shit.
Have you learned to fish or hunt anything like that while you're up there?
No, I haven't had an opportunity to.
No.
No, I've just been training. Then I went to Korea for a little bit, so it's been.
What is your schedule? What is your normal schedule like
I would
during
like
the
to
week?
know that. What do you do?
Monday through Friday is 6:30 a.m. PT until like 7:45, and then 7:45 to 9:30 or 9:15. You can go to the DFAC if you're a meal card holder. Then 9:30 starts the work day.
And if you're not a meal card holder, then you just starve.
Yeah, they give you BAH. Usually those people are married or E6 and above. So all depends.
They get money.
You're eating
They
at
live at
home,
home.
basically, type shit.
Huh?
You're eating at home type shit. Is that what?
Yeah,
it is?
exactly.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
you have a meal card, obviously.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you're like a homeless man. You gotta eat like every fucking 10 minutes, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
So you go there and they give you a bunch of food and shit. And,
They
whatever you
usually
want.
it's the same thing since I got in. It's biscuits and gravy, eggs, bacon,
Oh,
sausage
man.
patties, and sausage links.
My favorite shit: biscuits and gravy.
Oh yeah.
Shit on a shingle.
Love it.
So I mean, and then lunches.
Literally baked chicken and maybe something special sometimes.
That's all you have all the time there.
Yeah, baked chicken.
No shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, when you were in Korea, you were there through Thanksgiving, right? You guys
Yeah.
had Thanksgiving. You were there. You
Yep.
had like a turkey. They brought some turkeys in for you.
No, so we cooked turkeys and stuff for our unit that was there, and then we just had a little Thanksgiving. They didn't make enough food, so people ended up going to Texas Roadhouse on base.
Nice.
Yeah.
They got a Texas Roadhouse on
Yep.
Korea?
Yeah.
Oh.
No shit.
Camp Humphreys has a
Did
Texas
you,
Roadhouse.
did you tell them you were an alumni?
They did not speak English.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
pretty shitty
yeah.
at speaking English.
Oh yeah. So
Did you
Korea-
ride in the saddle? They wouldn't know. No.
I did not. I did not.
I got some pretty interesting douchebag pictures from Korea that we will not share on the air, but they're funny as shit.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, Just that douchebag smile when you look at him. He's out there.
Ladies love it.
You can just tell he's up to no good.
Yeah. When you guys were in Korea, you were in the DMZ.
No, we were not. We were doing kind of like how I could say without saying really much is like security. So
Check.
yeah.
Yep. And then you had somebody not do well, not handle the shit well over
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, a bunch of, and it just even in Alaska, right? Y'all get a bunch of suicides and stuff. We talk a lot about mental health here on the program and stuff like that.
Well, and we were talking about the daylight versus night hours. How does that work? What do you,
So right now, like last week was the first time I seen a nighttime in a while. So it's
really
like,
at all?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
no shit.
It only gets nighttime for a couple hours, and then it's literally sun's right there. But the sun's usually always there. So, but when the winter hits around, I think November, it's just gonna be pitch black for hours on end.
Wow.
Ugh, that doesn't sound fun.
It does not. That's where most of the suicides come from.
Yeah,
I
for
bet
Pitch
you
black.
need sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, vitamin D, man. You gotta have vitamin D, what you
Yeah.
get from the sun. You know, so it's crazy. Yeah, that's some insanity, man. And you didn't think you didn't get. I know this because I talked to you, but people in the air don't know this.
Yeah.
You didn't get to pick where you were gonna go. Or anything
No,
like that,
that
right?
was my orders.
Yeah.
Thank God.
If you had your pick, where did you want to go?
Probably Fort Drum. So.
Yeah, that's New York.
Yep,
Right?
Watertown.
Watertown, New York. There. Why Fort Drum out of all
Because
places?
they deploy all the time.
Yeah, 10th Mountain Division.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Yep.
So,
Man, I mean, but too bad you probably didn't score high enough to go there.
yeah. I don't even think that's how it goes. There's like a 350-pound dude that fucking went to Fort Drum, which I think is crazy. We called him Fat Terry. I was
Fat
like,
Terry.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Fucking run, titties bouncing everywhere and shit. I mean,
You know, you're that fat, you get sweat titties.
I know, that's what he had.
Yeah, like sweat titties and shit. Oh man, that's horrible.
I know. Joe saw him one time. I was like, "Hey, stop sweating your titties. I can see your titties outside." It's just crazy.
It's so funny, man. Like we went to see him. Like all this dude wanted was like a Monster.
Oh, yeah.
I remember like he was drinking Monsters like he was drinking like water. Like that's crazy. Like Forrest Gump and Dr. Peppers. You know, you play any ping pong yet? My hopes is that you have that retarded gene of being able to play ping pong.
Nah, a lot of beer pong. A lot of beer pong.
Yeah.
A lot of beer pong.
Oh man.
Allegedly.
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 Yeah. Gotta say allegedly, so you don't get in trouble on the show.
Yes, sir.
So, but you know, man, like it's good to have you. Like you know, I mean, I've been letting you hang out with your friends and shit. You ain't got time for your dad and stuff, but it's all right. I got you.
I got time. We got time. I'm here right now.
So yeah. So we brought him in because there's pizza here, probably and some shit. That's what you hear. So, but you know, like I said, I tell people on the show, good kid. He's a good kid. He ain't gonna, you know, solve any molecular math problems or anything like that for the people, but he's great, and I love him.
Don't worry, I won't be either.
But he'll move some heavy shit, and he'll do, you know, he's a good soldier. He's doing a good job over there. Sometimes he gets in his way, you know, forgets his manners, but he's doing all right. Love you, man.
Love you.
I love you. So, what else do we have there, birthday buddy? What's the topic today?
Our topic is move the fuck over.
Yeah, you know, it is insane. And I was looking at this stuff, and I think I've said this before on the podcast. So City of Orlando Fire Department, the highest Medal of Valor that you can get is called the John Lukowitz Award. John Lukowitz was a dude that died responding to a call. So a lot of people know, like, so he was responding to a call and got hit. Old Engine 2, which used to be, you know, Old Engine 2 used to be Church and Paramore. Well, this one was actually closer to where Colonial would be today. So they're responding to a call towards like Gore, and right there, the car hit the, and he was riding tailboard, and he died. So like,
Did you say it when it was? Like how long ago?
Man, I was trying to find it today, the date.
Yeah.
Just, you know, I could almost see the plaque at Station 2 with the dude's name on it. I just, but you know, it's insane. Chief Stilt, who's, you know, probably one of the biggest reasons I was able to become a City of Orlando Fire Department, was great to me as a kid, and, you know, helped me get on and all that stuff. He actually was in an accident with these an old couple. He was Gore and Orange, so we're kind of down the street from here. And he was coming on the old Rescue 1, old Big Mac rescued.
Oh yeah.
And they actually plowed into an old couple. And actually, they both died. Like so like big. They had no fault of their own. You know what I mean? They were doing what they were supposed to
Yeah.
do. And the craziest thing is one of those things that I had to explain it to the student today who was doing EVOC, is that when we're responding to calls, you respond with due regard.
Yes.
They use that word so many times with due regard.
Yes.
What do you think due regard means?
Well, I personally, which a lot of people might not like it, but I'm going to respond to the call that is urgent in an urgent manner. So if it's something that's just bullshit, we'll respond regularly. Not killing people to get off the road, not causing accidents, not doing all these different things.
So let me ask you, Jason. Like, there's 3 things that we have to ensure is happening for us to respond to emergency. What are those 3 things as far as the law is written? It's a good question.
As far as the law, I would say either a cardiac arrest, a respiratory arrest, or some type of airway obstruction.
Your descriptions are not what the law says.
Yeah, well,
Law would be any emergency vehicle, right? It's not specific to medical.
Any
or...
emergency vehicle to respond lights and sirens. Mm-hmm. It's good. It's 3 things.
Go ahead.
I was just
Life. Any life threats?
Potential loss of life.
Potential loss of
Potential
life.
loss.
There you go. Yep.
You said 3.
Yeah, potential large property loss, right? So potential
Okay.
loss of life, property loss,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Right, and impending. So it's kind of weird because it says it's like an impending death. So it's like almost like 2 things, but 2
Right, I
of them are
got you.
defined
Yeah, I got you.
differently. So
Okay.
which allows you to respond above the speed limit,
Right.
like how many miles above?
10 miles
10
an
miles
hour.
above the speed limit, and then stopping at intersections still.
Oh yeah.
And
And
proceeding,
stoplights.
yeah, and proceeding through the intersection with due regard.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest word. And so the definition of due regard should be what, Brayley?
Due regard.
Yep. That guy over there.
So you said. Yeah.
Do retard. Go slow. That's what it means.
So
I
basically,
got pizza.
yeah. So basically, you're crossing the intersection, and you're going above the speed limit, watching out for everybody else.
Yes.
With regard for everybody else. So
Retard.
reality is that you're when you crash into somebody, the assumption is that you were doing this watching out for others.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So basically, is your burden to do what? Your burden is to make sure you keep the best possible eyes on the road, head on the swivel, because you are dangerous to people out there.
Yeah.
When you're responding. So what's interesting is that I always want to make sure that when you're making a decision whether you're responding to emergency or not, you're definitely making a decision based on safety. Does that make sense?
Right.
Based on safety. Now I will tell you this. It's interesting. Like, sure. What's up for me?
No, you're good.
When you make that choice to do a response or not do a response, right? If the screen comes up and the suggestion is that you go emergency, you better damn need be sure you prove that if you respond not emergency, you're gonna have to prove in the court of law that you made the right decision
Right.
and why you made it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the big thing because it's a deviation from the standard, right? Like
Yes.
you're deviating from what the thing is called for.
Right.
The reality is that Amanda being on the end of the picking up the phone call, doing the emergency dispatching, is that you're getting very limited information and you're making a decision how these guys should be responding.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes and no. So I don't know how other departments do it. I know how we used to do it, and then how we currently do it. And how we currently do it is every call, does not matter what the call is, you respond to it. You're paged to a call, you respond.
Until
Yes.
told to slow
Then,
down.
when they actually get to the questions that would pertain to whether if it's a response or not, then they would tell you, oh, no, it's an alpha response. You don't have to respond. Either you don't respond at all to the call now, at all, because they have the information, or you are going to go en route to the call.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Like, I mean, that's a different system responding to this
Yeah.
stuff, you know. I mean, but hey, the biggest thing is trying to do the best for everybody that you possibly can. What is everybody doing?
There's so many
Your
things going on
headphones.
right now.
The headphones.
So,
There's pizza.
yeah, I know.
like, I guess we're gonna have to review the rules of not eating on the air
Use
while you're
this one instead.
recording. So, anyways, let's do this.
Let's.
Allegedly eating.
Yeah. The reality is that the roads are getting more and more dangerous.
Yes.
There's these calls on the streets. All the like reflective in the world isn't going to keep you safe.
Nope.
Like,
Unfortunately, no.
what do you think that us on the air medical environment are responsible for wearing the same type of safety gear that you're responsible for wearing on a call? So again, I'm going. Let's say that we're responding to an auto accident. You're responding to an auto accident. You get out of your truck. What do you have to have on?
We have to have a safety vest with a certain amount of reflective material.
Yep.
Yep.
And so, do you think that we're
Yeah,
under the
I
same
would
rules?
think you would have the same rules. I mean,
Absolutely.
you have reflective on your flight suits.
On a
so,
flight suit,
yeah,
you do.
Yeah.
There's some places don't have the amount of reflective that you're supposed to have on the flight suit.
Oh, okay.
You know, like so. You know, I do work for places. You know, we everything is bright and reflective. You know,
Yes.
so we definitely do. It's one of the few places that I have worked that does have that. But you know, there's places that don't have the back of the flight suit that's reflective, the sides of the flight suit. So you basically should look like a stick man walking,
Right.
You know, on it.
Right.
But, you know, a lot of people. I don't know how many people remember that we actually were on a call on the street where the tail got hit. A guy actually ran into the tail of the helicopter.
What was that again? Had that? You were in an intersection or something?
Yeah, so they were on the street, landed. Luckily, the nurse and medic were off the helicopter without the patient. So the only person in the helicopter was the pilot.
Right.
Running, fire trucks and everything blocking the shit out of stuff, and then all of a sudden, car runs right into the fucking tail.
Wow.
Was that?
Did you get a new helicopter?
Actually, no. The helicopter was okay. I mean, they took the tail off of it and they got sent away and inspected and
Yeah.
did all that stuff. But yeah, it was actually okay, in good shape.
Right.
But yeah, that's some crazy shit.
When we're doing our class, we're talking about education. One of the things that I like to focus on the most, and I have the people that are doing the class tell me what they would do, what they're thinking of. You walk up to a vehicle that is, involved in an accident. What are the things you're thinking about? And usually, vehicle passing by and getting hit is not one of the things they discuss.
Nobody ever like looks around behind them and around them and stuff like that. Like they're always that. Yes, people are not paying attention to you. They're looking at the accident.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're looking at the accident, which makes you a fucking cone.
Yeah.
It's a cone.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Which
gonna
is
fucking
horrible.
kill you, man. Like,
Exactly.
It's so insane. You know?
Really? Didn't you come across something the other day?
Well, my first thought is we had a lot of prostitutes get hit
Okay.
in front of.
Hey,
But
well, I mean,
the problem was the same
were
thing
they
with
not
the
wearing
lights.
reflective?
Well, it wasn't that. It was McDonald's fault.
Oh, okay.
Because they would get done their John doing their oral magic, and then they would look up and see the big M
We're getting a
lights,
T-shirt that says that.
Oral magic.
Oral magic.
and those big M's would just be like, they're like, I gotta get this taste in my mouth. I'm going to McDonald's, and they would just literally just walk right across the street,
Yeah.
and just get hit all the
Always
time.
the same spot.
Pretty much. And
There's a spot.
further down.
There's a spot where I live. It's the same thing. There's a liquor store and a convenience store across the road.
Liquor store and McDonald's,
Yeah,
not
and
official sponsors of the rest of the company.
True. And the craziest thing is everybody that gets hit's usually wearing all dark clothes. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had this partner named Ray Dixon at the fire department. Funniest man alive, man. And Ray actually did hit somebody with the rescue.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. They actually hit some dude with the rescue. And this is after we weren't partners. But it's actually him and Rob Keenest. We're in the truck. And like basic, Rob Keener's the only paramedic first responder in the city of Orlando Fire Department. Worst medic I've ever met in my whole entire life.
Oh.
Funny as shit lieutenant though. I love it. So anyways, they hit the dude. But like when I would ride with Ray, it was crazy because we'd be driving down these narrow roads and like, you know, just dudes in like a full on like, you know, black jogging suit with a hood. All you see is eyes and teeth. That's all you see at the last minute. And you're like, fuck, you almost hit that dude. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't you think that, like, if you dress in that dark of a fucking clothes, like,
That you would not run out in front of cars?
Yeah, you would basically.
You not even be close to them.
Yeah, you would use intersections.
Yeah.
and
Or the
cross it.
sidewalk.
Or the sidewalk, yes.
You know, my uncle years and years and years ago got hit by a car riding his bicycle, and he was doing the right thing, riding with traffic. And growing up, my mom told me, don't ever ride with traffic. You ride against traffic.
That way you can see it coming.
See it coming.
Yeah, you see
and
it
then
coming.
and then it's coming. Okay, I'll get off the road. I don't need to be on the road.
Yeah.
So then I would do that. I would get off the road, let him go by, and
Yeah.
then get back on. You know?
Yeah, now these motherfuckers in their Lance Armstrong suits are driving that shit. That's another set of group of people that fucking.
Yeah.
That's an epidemic over there in your
Oh yeah.
county.
Oh yeah.
Holy
All the
shit.
time. All the time.
You know, insanity. So, but you know, man, like the safety of the crews is the most important.
Yeah. So I have a couple things I want to put up real quick. One of the ones is like both of you. This is a question for both of you guys. What is a procedure for blocking traffic if it's in an area that's dangerous?
So for us, like I know I can tell you what we used to do at the city was we basically would take every lane. Fuck the flow of traffic. There ain't nothing coming through that shit. So you would fucking nose out the engine, and you just block it. You just become a bridge.
Perfect. That's
You
the
know?
picture I have up right now.
Yeah.
Is an engine blocking traffic.
Yeah.
So that if somebody isn't paying attention, at least they're going to hit a huge fire engine.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
a person.
Absolutely. So one of the things is, I said, like right as I was getting retired, they would send, and I don't know what the speed is or if it's greater than 40 miles per hour, that they would send a blocking unit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so there was a unit, usually either another engine or the ladder truck, and those people were going to block the whole intersection.
Yeah.
One of the things that was interesting, though, when that procedure came out, they never said anything what the crew should do. Does the crew sit in the vehicle that's blocking, or should they be off the vehicle?
Off the vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would get the fuck out.
Yeah, right.
That vehicle's meant to be hit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're sacrificing
Yeah.
it. Get the fuck out of
You
it.
don't want to be in that fucking
Yeah.
vehicle when it gets hit.
Yeah.
So you know, and you will be amazed what a car does to a fire. I mean, it fucking rocks it.
Oh, yeah. Bad.
Because you know what people don't consider? The water in the tank.
Right.
So that thing's gonna slosh, you know, and how much is a gallon of water weigh? I always forget that.
8.34, 8.35.
8.34 pounds times 500. That's a lot of fucking weight, man. So that centrifugal force of that shit is gonna fucking jolt a human being and fuck you up.
Yes.
When you're looking at it, so you know it's crazy. I've definitely seen, man, like just the distractions get worse. Number one cause of the distracted problem. What's causing the accidents? Because you obviously
Tinder.
we didn't start on the That's Braylon's problem right there.
I never. No.
What?
No
Boobs are, they do cause
Match?
problems, but nope, no match.
So check this out, man. Like the difference has got to be this: the texting
Yeah.
Yeah.
while driving,
Yep.
right? Or this: the asshole is actually like, let's look at video of this.
Right,
You know,
right,
what you're
right,
doing.
right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's
It's the phone.
It's the
Yeah.
phone. The phone is the biggest
Yeah.
fucking cause
Yeah.
of it.
And but I mean, it all plays a role because you want to slow down, right? The move over law says that you need to slow down 20 miles an hour. Okay, I have that up right now. You want to slow down to 20 miles an hour if you're unable to get over. Okay, if there's people, emergency vehicles on the side of the road. But what's happening is the person that's doing the right thing is hit by or causes the accident because the jackass behind him is not paying attention and just hauling ass and the last minute they look up, they see there's a car right there, so then they jerk it over and then hit somebody.
The phone, the smartphone thing has been the greatest invention and one of the working things ever too.
Yeah, it is
know.
true.
So I thought about this today. Like, do you remember what was your first smartphone? What?
Smartphone?
Yeah.
No, I had Apple One, baby.
You had it from the first one. 'Cause
Oh,
you're
yeah.
a gadget dude.
Yeah,
You're a gadget dude.
I was ready for that.
Did you stand in line to get your
I
iPhone?
didn't stand in line, but I did get it probably right before the next model came out. But
I was
it
one of the
so
last
awesome.
dudes to get it. You'll be going to laugh when you hear what my
No.
first fucking smartphone was. Brayley, what was your first smartphone?
It was probably a laptop my parents gave me to carry it
It's
around.
not a phone.
It's not a phone.
They didn't know. Yeah, I don't even remember.
Baby, what was your first smartphone?
An Apple.
Apple. Which one?
Yeah.
What generation though? You remember?
I don't
Was it
know.
like the first one came out or?
I don't remember.
Dude,
My first one that I got was in 2008. It was like 2 or 3 months after Xander was born. I got a smartphone.
I remember this because Felix made me go get he made Abby take me to the store to get a smartphone because I would not text anybody.
Well, you still don't. You still don't text anybody.
Yeah, man. You remember this shit? No, I didn't have a BlackBerry. No, the first
it's a
the
Blueberry.
Your mom had a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
The
That's a
first
Chuckberry.
the first smartphone I ever had was an Apple IV.
Okay.
So it was out a long time.
Yeah.
They worked out the bugs. Steve Jobs may have been dead when I got a fucking smartphone. like it was like
That's true.
It was, man, and then I had that for forever, man. Like it was like they go, you got to change that phone because it does not support it anymore. You know, like, you can't even get phone calls on it anymore. And then like, man, I don't remember like being able to do. I remember being able to go days without my phone and shit, and now I can't shit without it.
Right. Yeah. It is
I
very
can't take
difficult.
a dump without this thing because like I gotta look at YouTube, you know, and like man,
Siri encourages you. Like,
Yes.
You can do it.
it's so crazy. It's so crazy. The amount of shenanigans that you can do on this phone is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It has
It's a
changed
wealth
the
of
world.
knowledge. I mean, you
But
you
here's
used
the-
to have to have an Encyclopedia Britannica
Oh.
to look something up. And
You should talk to the wolf. When me and the wolf were growing up,
Yeah.
we had a full you were missing a few. Like my mom didn't get like the like K through the rest of them, but we had it up to K.
Never knew about a zebra.
Yeah, zebras went in
Nope.
there. We knew, so insanity. But man, like the people are trying to do everything they do on their phone while they're driving.
Right.
Like we have become a distracted generation, man.
Yes.
Even when you sit in class, man, people are on the fucking phone while you're teaching and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then you wonder, like, why people don't pass some of these exams that we're teaching them. Like, and I can almost tell you what the person that does not gonna pass the test looks like. I can tell you by the second day of class, I go, that motherfucker's wasting his money. He ain't gonna pass his test.
Yeah.
Because he's looked at that phone more than he's looked at me talking.
Right.
And one of the things that's interesting is that only one time I've ever called anybody out on that. And because of that time is the reason I don't call people out anymore. So I called the dude out. He's on his phone the whole fucking time. And I said, dude, why don't you just not come to class tomorrow? Like, and I was just pissed off about it because the whole day. And he goes, sir, I'm taking notes on my phone. Let me show you.
Yeah.
So he's on
I
his phone
felt
taking
horrible.
notes.
Yeah.
I do that.
And I
Yeah,
felt
well-
like shit.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Like some people do take notes or look things up and save them, and like you offer all of the material online, so they could technically be following along with it as we're in class and highlighting stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But doing it on your little phone is kind of a pain in the ass,
it's
too.
cumbersome, man.
Yeah.
I mean, but like people are going to do this. So this is why people are on their phone and shit like that. I don't call them out on it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, they may be taking notes.
Yeah,
man.
it's a different
But
age now. It's
I know
different
a
age.
few people that ain't even taking notes. You know what I mean? It's like, shit.
Brayley.
You ain't doing shit on that phone.
I
But, Brayley
I am
actually
always.
Brayley actually is typing notes into
Yes,
his phone,
I know,
which is
yeah.
fucking hilarious.
I know.
Yeah. You say a word, and I'm like, wait, that I got to look it up.
Yeah.
I'm looking up the entire thing
Yeah.
down to whatever. Yeah.
Unreal, man. So shit, we're like almost an hour already.
Yeah.
We're at this thing here. But definitely, man, the safety aspect of our job, it's gotten so much. The EMS response job is unbelievable. Tim Granada, who got injured on responding to the hospital emergency with a patient, his back injury. Gooch was, also injured on that same accident. Both retired out from the city of Orlando because of those injuries. Couldn't be firemen anymore. And it's just, again, distracted fucking driver, man. Distracted driver. The guy driving the rescue that day was driving with due regard. He was actually stopped when they got hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stopped when they got hit, So, like, not even out on the intersection. Just, again, not paying attention. The lights sometimes maybe distract people more than they actually do help. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that does fuck up is the siren.
Yeah.
I think there was something in particular that was interesting. Last time we were teaching EVOC over at the villages and stuff, you brought this up. Mm-hmm. What was it? You remember what it was? Something about the siren and the speed you're traveling?
Yeah, like over like 55 miles an hour or something, is the Doppler effect makes it to where the speed of the vehicle is faster than what the siren can project.
Yep.
So also the siren actually projects in like a 3-dimensional, like everywhere, versus air horns that are directional, so it would be straight, and so people know where it's coming from. Yeah. Versus the siren, they're looking around, where the hell is that thing coming from? And the next thing you know, you're coming. Yeah. And I know that we just got a bunch of new trucks in. They have that howler system that is like, you feel it. You can feel it. So there's something
giving you a vibration.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
The technology is fucking gotten crazy.
Yeah.
What's your theory, though? Are you sirens the whole way? Like, if you're going to go license sirens, you're blaring the fuck out of those things the whole way.
I know where you're going with this. But I don't, again, going back to the whole due regard, and, I have proven several times that we can go en route to the call, get there just as fast as if we were responding, blaring sirens. Nobody's on the road, or a shitload of people on the road. It doesn't matter,
It generally only cuts down, 30 seconds or something stupid?
Yeah, ridiculous amount of time that it saves, right? But I understand. We respond to calls because that's what we need to do. But, I don't know. It's just one of those things where we don't always respond with sirens, just because it's not really necessary.
Braley, what was your thing when you ride on the rescue truck? You playing with the sirens the whole way, or phaser and shit?
I usually was maps, looking at things. I let them play with the horn, whatever they want to do. I mean, we use it for different things, like Code Brown.
Yeah.
Guy had to get back, and he's like, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Sirens went on. Yeah. Allegedly.
I'm gonna tell you, man, ain't nothing like having to take a shit and we're stuck in traffic.
Man.
Yeah. We got a call.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We gotta poop, man. You gotta poop. You only got so many socks. You know what I mean?
We're out of service for decon.
Yeah. Holy shit. Literally.
They're in the back and you're driving.
Man, like the funniest shit is, like, you would have partners that wouldn't let you touch the sirens. Then you had partners that wanted you to touch the sirens the whole time. And it was like, I'm like, man, I wish that there was like a flat out rule. You on this side of the truck, you touch this.
Yeah.
You on that side of the truck, you touch this shit.
Yeah. How is it set up in the engine? Like our engines, you can the officer literally has to do it because of where the siren box is.
Well, I mean, being the fact that I could count on one hand how many times I was on engine. I was on the backbone of the fire service, which was the rescue truck. Carrying the load for everybody else.
That's right, you sure were.
So some asshole could feed me sloppy joes and onion rings when I get back to the station.
11 p.m.
Fucking dickheads. So no, I mean, for us, everything's right in the middle console. So it's within the reach of every me and the driver. And then you would get the one air horn button on the side of the truck. So I would tap the fuck out of that thing the whole time, Listen, man, you grow up wanting to fuck with this shit
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if you sleeping. I'm up, you up, everybody up.
Yep.
You know, so we blast that shit all the way. And we would get the call that somebody would go, hey, make sure they want a silent response.
Oh yeah.
In the city
Now-
of Orlando, that meant we blare the fuck out of
Yeah.
everything. You know? We knock garbage cans and shit over, all kinds of shit, man.
We're here. Hey,
So-
everybody, we're here.
I've
So-
been told that like some EMS places are going to emergency response drivers instead of EMTs.
Oh yes, man.
What?
Babe, you do bring up a
Really?
good point. Yes, I forget where we were, but this Trish found this thing out. So like, there's such a shortage.
There's
of,
a huge ambulance company in this area that's doing it right now.
yeah,
Really?
There's a shortage.
Their only job.
The only job is to drive.
Easiest job in the world.
Because the reality is there isn't enough EMTs. There's not enough paramedics. So they're basically taking the EMT now to staff a BLS ambulance and just getting a driver.
Okay.
Just getting some
Okay.
dude that can drive
So literally, there's only one medical trained person on
Correct.
on the unit.
Okay.
So
Yep.
they can't help you for anything.
Right.
He had 2 months of training.
Just to get the
Right.
cost.
Not even.
No,
That
this
EMT.
is, no, this is
No,
just
it's
a driver.
Yeah, and the other guy was the EMT
Yeah.
Oh, right.
to make it a BLS.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But and that's interesting because that's a subject too that we want to bring up is like just the discharge home. Like if you discharge a person home, but you still need an ambulance to be discharged home,
No, you don't.
what is the level of care do you need in that situation? I can't speak in the air to kind of talk to Trish against this right now because currently I'm under contract with this one.
Okay.
But I will say this: go on, get dispatched. If you use an ambulance, that person needs to be medically trained. That's the attendant
Oh yeah.
on there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, absolutely. So like,
I think most of the time, if you're being discharged home, you do not need an ambulance.
I don't think you need an ambulance, but
Like
if
there is no reason to have an ambulance if you are going home.
I agree. That ain't the
Well,
argument.
so
Send them in an Uber.
well, I mean, what are the people that pick them up in like the vans? Are they considered an ambulance?
No.
No.
Okay, they're just
wheelchair
they're just
transport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Gotcha.
minute you use a stretcher to put that person in transit, the way the law is written, bare minimum needs to be an EMT.
Gotcha.
But if you're doing a stretcher transport, and I know people do it on train. You're doing a stretcher transport, my friend. You're opening yourself up for a whole can of worms.
Wow.
At the end of the day, that thing still has a BLS sticker to make that transport, which means that you have a medical director signing that
Right.
to do that.
Yeah.
That asshole, his license is on fire. Every time a unmedical person maneuvers a stretcher with a person on it, you're billing Medicare and Medicaid, man.
Right.
So if you have a patient that is in a wheelchair but also on a vent,
That's a medical transport.
why? They're going home.
Sure.
You know who's not at home?
Call them a taxi.
A medical person.
Call them a taxi. Call them a taxi.
Well, but I mean, if they're on a vent, like
Call them a taxi. If
They're on their home vent.
yeah.
Yeah, if they need an ambulance to move that patient, that's not
If
their
they're
own
going
vehicle.
home, you don't need an ambulance.
I agree, 100%. But when
Right.
you use the ambulance, the person in there needs to be medically trained.
Yes. Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they use an ambulance. Person in there needs to be medically trained. Man, we got way off the subject on that. You know, what else? What other notes of birthday party leave for us?
So we talked about the move over law. She said in 2002, South Carolina law was implemented that requires all drivers to move over and to the non-adjacent lane when passing emergency vehicles that are stopped on the side of the road with emergency lights on, slow down. And this also applies to like the obviously law enforcement, but the tow truck drivers. Like that's a bit. I feel
Yeah.
like probably more tow truck drivers get killed than us because
Yeah.
nobody cares about the tow truck driver, you
Yeah.
know, and he's the one cleaning up the mess of whatever accident. But definitely basically anybody on the side of the road, just be courteous.
Move the fuck over, man.
Yes, exactly.
You know, I think one of the biggest lifesavers has been these road rangers. I know we got these
Yeah.
in Florida. You know,
Yeah.
most of Florida. These guys that are just their job is to look out for motorists. You know what I'm saying? If you're stuck on the side of the road, they kind of come bring your gas or jump you type shit.
Yeah.
But on these accidents, man, one of the things that these guys are amazing for is that they're out there risking their lives to block traffic for you.
Yeah.
You know, throw out the big flashy signs with the
Yep.
arrow, move the fuck over. They're
Yep.
throwing cones out.
Cones out.
I always feel for those guys.
Yes.
Too, you
They
know.
can't take tips either.
Yeah, they're not
I've
supposed
tried-
to.
I've tried
yeah,
to
try
tip them.
Oh,
them.
really?
They're like, no, they won't take them.
Wow.
And you know, man, like what's crazy is I get goosebumps telling you this is that this happened to me one time, and I just clicked into my head, is that we landed on an auto accident. I won't say where I was at the time. We landed on an auto accident. I passed the road ranger that was blocking. So where we landed, he was kind of like in between. So we had an engine, that dude, past him. And like, I was like, hey man, how you doing? He goes, thank you for what you do. He's telling me thank you for what I do. I'm like, man, I didn't do shit. Yeah. So we took the patient, transport him, came back for the road ranger that got hit.
Ah, no
That
shit.
car. Yep.
What do you think it
Sorry.
is about those flashing lights that just like people just drive towards them?
I'll tell you exactly what it is. I tell you, it is the same reason when we tell people when we're doing helicopter deployments, right? What's the one thing we tell people? Don't look down at the water.
Yeah.
Right, so you're coming off the helicopter, don't look down at the water because when you're looking down at the water, what happens? Your body goes that way.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the accident, you're looking at the lights, you're driving towards the lights.
Yep.
You go towards your head.
Yep.
So
head
wherever
turns, you
you're
go that
looking
way.
at, that's the direction that you're going in.
Yep.
It's pure body
Yeah.
mechanics.
You just gotta not.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
ignore it. Go
Yeah.
straight. Pay attention
Yep.
to what you're doing.
Yep.
It's hard because everybody wants
It's
to.
not really that
Well,
difficult.
Everybody
Like
has.
pay attention to what you're supposed to be doing, like driving a car. And
Yes.
if you can't do that, then you shouldn't have a driver's license.
Yeah, I agree, but I can also understand like the people wanting to see what's going on. It's curiosity, right? They want the curiosity. They want to see what's going on. So all the 50 states have the move over law. So don't think that just because you're in a different state you don't have to do it. A third of the fatal injuries to roadside workers are by these kind of accidents.
Yeah.
We just saw it in Palm Beach.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to.
That's
That's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. So Brayley, you guys are driving. You and Robbie were leaving the other day when we were teaching class
Yeah.
in Palm Beach. So they're driving back the thing. I'm actually on the phone with Robbie while Brayley's driving. And
I didn't do it, by the way.
Yeah. And they saw like this thing fly across the road. And go ahead and finish the story.
Well, it was in the median. We saw the car. It had like right. The windshield was like completely demolished in like a certain area. Then there's like this crumpled up dude like in the median, and all the cars were stopped. And I was going, "Why are these motherfuckers stopped?" And then I looked down. I'm like, "Oh, there's a dead body right there.
There it is.
There's that dead body." And I'm like, "Robbie, you want to stop?" He's like, "And do what?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, he done.
But he was a worker who was doing the.
Oh, he was one of the workers.
He was just a worker, just doing the
like the road worker.
A road worker? No, but he was a worker, lawn maintenance. And he was
Oh,
just doing
no
the
shit.
median lawn maintenance. And the Uber driver apparently looked like she went up over because she wasn't paying attention, looking at her phone,
Yeah.
and went up and over and on the grass and hit him. Knocked
Damn.
him up. I mean, it knocked his shirt off. No, sorry, knocked his pants off and his shirt went up. I don't know what kind of hit that is, but
I tell you what, man. Like I remember vehicle versus pedestrian. I remember I was riding with this guy named Mike Bright. I told you the story.
Oh yeah.
No.
Is this the shoe story?
Yeah.
Oh
man.
yeah.
I tell you, I think I've told it on the podcast
Oh,
before.
yeah.
But Mike Bright, we go there and he goes, "Young man, that man's gonna be dead. That you're going on." Like literally, he tells me before we leave the cab of the truck, the guy that's laying on the road is a code.
Yeah.
Now I'm 18 years old. So, like, to me, I don't know what this dude just looked at and told him that this guy was a code. All day, this shit bothered me. And I finally looked at him. I said, "Hey, Mike, how'd you know that dude was dead before you got there?" He goes, "I drove by his shoes.
Yeah.
If a man gets hit by a car and he's knocked out of his shoes, he's a code."
Yeah.
And that rule still holds to this day to be true. Sir
it
Isaac
includes pants.
Yeah, Sir Isaac knew it himself. So,
Mark Austin he made a couple points here. When you're on a motorcycle, you're looking
Yes.
the way that you're turning.
Yes,
Yes.
are
motorcycle is the best
purposely-
Absolutely.
example.
So, and that's like you said, it's a perfect example. That's what happened.
so here's
And
a.
says Mike Bright is a legend.
Oh yeah, he knows exactly what I'm talking about, man. I'm gonna tell you. So here's that story, bro. This happened. I was a newer guy too at the fire department But we had a firefighter and an actual legendary obstetrician here in the area that died. They both stopped to help at an accident. Firefighter Shane Kelly and Dr. Donald Diebel. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh,
They were actually killed, and I forget exactly. I'm trying to read. I don't got my glasses on here, but I'll give you this thing here to read some of that stuff right there. So they were actually killed, on the side of the road helping on a bad accident. That Firefighter Kelly, he's younger dude, and Dr. Diebel, though, man, a legend. I like Winnie Palmer, Arnold Palmer at the time.
Gotcha.
Shit, I think this happened so long ago that I don't think there was an Winnie Palmer back then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not yet. I don't think so. Yeah,
Who's
because
the big guy now?
that was fairly new, and like this dude was born actually at Arnold Palmer. There was no Winnie Palmer back then.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like right as I started flying when this happened. And I remember that, and the only reason I say this is because I remember flying into Arnold Palmer while they were building Winnie Palmer and like calling in the fire department because the second story was on fire.
Oh,
at
wow.
Winnie Palmer, yeah, it was still being under construction. It was funny shit.
Wow. So Kelly was an Oviedo firefighter, 26 years old. He had pulled over to assist with a vehicle that was stopped on the side of the road with a couple. And this was on the turnpike in Wildwood. And then, like you said, the doctor, 35 years old. It was from Winter Park, obstetrician.
His dad was the other one. There's a legend. His dad's they're both
Yeah.
obstetricians.
Yeah.
His dad, yep. That's right.
Oviedo Fire Chief says that Shane was a hero. He was a firefighter's firefighter, somebody who he could always count on. And it's just it's horrible because we're always trained to help people. That's what we want to do. So, except for Brayley, he doesn't want to stop and help anybody.
I'll call 911.
We pull over and we want to help them, but Jesus, do your best to get off the road. It's crazy watching people that are pulled over to the side of the road, and changing a tire or dealing with a broken down car, and they're standing like next to the turnpike, standing next to their vehicle in a lane where people are just flying by.
Mm-hmm. You know, and not trying to make the show a bunch of stories, but like this topic actually brought up all these memories that like I've seen. One of the other bad accidents that I've seen, it was a guy just like you were saying, was changing something on it. He was changing a tire on his car.
Yeah,
semi truck driving by. Actually, so the tire came off, like the spare tire off the semi truck came off.
That's some Final Destination
was
shit.
like rolling. So the car went to miss the tire. Runs into this guy.
Jesus,
messed them up. And I've had a couple. The other accident I had with the semi truck tire came off. The spare tire actually hit somebody on the side of the road, split this dude like from his gooch all the way up his belly, eviscerated everything.
Yeah.
Nuts were out. Yeah, it was not
You're
cool.
getting them caught in between the tires.
No, I haven't seen that. Have you seen that?
I had it twice. I have pictures.
Yeah.
That's a meat
allegedly.
grinder.
Yeah, pictures.
I don't.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah. I was gonna say the HIPAA.
HIPAA
is we'll want to see your opinion. That moment in time. Shoot, man. Let's go. Let's close this one up, though, Jason. You got anything else there on the paper?
Just over a 10-year period, there were like 3,100 or 31,000 accidents involving fire vehicles alone.
Wow,
that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit.
So it looked like Birthday Buddy had a little emergency she had to attend to. So
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, well, we'll find out here soon enough, I guess. But hey, baby, you got anything you want to say before we close?
Don't be an asshole.
You look very beautiful. I love your hair.
Thank you.
Looks amazing.
Thanks.
And she's got awesome underwear, which I am gonna test out here in a few.
All right.
Slingshot.
Somebody's ass is gonna get eaten. That is food show.
It's not mine. Well, anybody was curious.
It might be. I mean,
You got anything there, Brayley? Before we leave?
I thought we were gonna do our jokes, our dad jokes sometime.
Not today.
Not today. We'll say that for the next one. We got Austin to do that. We got a bunch of days of podcasting in Austin Texas coming up. So we'll save that
Challenge.
for then. I'm gonna give you some moonshine and see what you do with that.
Mark Austin says he hopes you're doing well.
Oh man, I tell you what.
We miss you, Mark.
Hey, Chief Austin, I love you. There's a unbelievable human being there.
Nice.
Talented.
Yeah.
I actually told somebody that Mark Austin screamed at me one time when I was a fireman.
Did he?
Yeah. Showed up on an automatic fire alarm. I didn't have a tool.
Oh.
And he's like, what good are you gonna be here just breathing air? You know what? I never forgot a tool again.
Yeah. Hey.
Never forgot a tool again.
Said you were going to
lesson.
take the
I
oxygen.
was just telling that story to somebody the other day. I saw a bunch of dudes get out of truck, this alarm, and I'm like, nobody's got a tool.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that?
Right.
Yeah. So, but awesome dude, man. Unbelievable.
Sweet.
Out there saving the world, sailing on boats and stuff.
Nice.
We got to have him on the podcast one
Hell
day.
yeah.
Gotta bring
Absolutely.
him on. So, douchebag, what you got before we close up?
Thank you for letting me be on the podcast.
He just can't wait to get back to Alaska.
Yeah. Shoot.
Fuck that.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
I've heard you missed the snow already.
No,
Yeah.
it's already
No?
snowing there.
Is it really?
Yeah, it already snowed the other day.
Oh shit.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
Dude, like anybody confuse you for an Eskimo when you're over there?
No, sir.
Inuit.
No?
I just wear
You
New
got-
York stuff every time.
Yeah,
So there's no way.
Because you got a little bit of Eskimo look to you. So, hey, you native. This is what you are. What you got there, Hippo Man?
Just piggybacking on our main topic tonight, just use your best judgment, pull over, slow down, pay attention. The emergency workers, the road workers, everybody's doing their job, and that's where they have to be. They have to be on the side of the road to do that job. So don't kill them, okay? Let's not kill those people.
Yeah.
All
You're inshore, pull out.
Yeah.
Safety,
Ridiculous.
Safety, man. Think of it, drive with due regard.
Absolutely.
If you're driving an emergency, not a driving emergency, driving your own car, have regard for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest part of the topic. And I will say this. Man, I've missed you so much. It's crazy, dude. So having seen you the last couple of days has been amazing. That one of the few times that I have cried like a fucking baby was like leaving you in Georgia. Man, I must have cried for like 2 hours on the way back home. So, but I'm very proud of you, man. Yeah, I'm very proud of you, dude. Watch your temper sometimes. You get crazy. And remember, usually the first impulse that you have is usually the wrong one because you're a dumbass. But I still love you. Do the right thing. Love you all out there. And until the next time, go fuck yourself. Bye.